personality. And this is why you see within yourself when you start walking a spiritual path, or you have some practice that is something of deep devotion and faith to you, your personality starts to transform. Who you were 10 years ago is not who you are anymore. You know, you've started to take on positive habits within yourself that are now your ego formation, is now who you are. And that ego, that's always shape-shifting over time. But, you know, we're so influenced by strong habits, and you all know what your strong habits of mind and body are, that each one of us has, you know, our set kind of very strong habits that are very hard to break, very hard to break. So it starts to chip away. When we're doing meditation in that very deep kind of open field of meditation, we are allowing the manas, the conscious mind, you know, the mind that is always moving at the surface of the ocean, it begins to calm down so that the latent samskaras, karma, the latent habit patterns can start to come up into our field of awareness. And to purify them, we do nothing. We just are just in pure awareness. We're just observing things as they are arising, not labeling with positive or negative, just pure awareness, pure observation. That's the continuous effort that has to, remember, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, and in Buddha says, yoga is equanimity. So that equanimity is a constant tool that we are cultivating in every moment that we are practicing our meditation. And that's why it's very important to have that practice, some sort of meditative practice, you know, that is guiding you, because you're realizing that that practice is what is showing me, right, to what are the supporting dharmas that I need to do to fulfill my ultimate dharma. And this is really, I feel, a question that all of us have. What do I do? What do I need to do? In this moment, what do I need to do? What are the decisions I need to make? You know, how do I manage the aspects of life? So it's really about the questions of my dharma, really about the questions of what is it? What duties do I need to do? What truths do I need to bring forth out of myself that can keep me with this highest dharma always, always, always in the forefront of my mind, right? So this is what the Isha Upanishad says, right? And this is why it's, again, 18 sutras that are, or mantras that are so profound, so pure, right? They're so pure that they give you kind of the whole thing in just a very short, concise way. And that all of yoga can be seen as compiled within the Isha Upanishad in a, you know, in a very, you can say, metaphoric language. So that being said, right, that's generally what I want to share with you right now before we jump into the practical aspect. As you know, theory and practice always need to come together. But so go ahead and lie down and close your eyes, right? As you lie down now, it's about the Annamaya Kosha, the food body, the food sac, right? And your Pranamaya Kosha, the energy body, the prana. Feeling sensations in your body as you lie down, feeling the weight of your body. So moving from gross to subtle, from the physical aspect of your gross, solid body. Now, as you breathe in and out, right, diaphragmatic breathing in your abdomen, as you breathe in and out, you start to feel now the movement of maybe the winds. Remember the vayus, the movement of the way the winds are moving in the body right now, however they're moving, whatever is most present to you. Is it Udana Vayu? Is it Prana Vayu? Which Vayu? Which wind? The movement of the sensations, which way are they going? Where are they in the body? And all this to say that we are here, as I said in the beginning, to awaken the Guru Nadi, you've heard of the Sushumna Nadi, but the Sushumna Nadi ends in the beginning of the Guru Nadi. Where the Sushumna Nadi ends, the Guru Nadi awakens. And that Guru Nadi is the ultimate teacher, the source, the energy, the wisdom of the ultimate teacher that begins to enter your perceptions, your ideas, your senses. That Guru begins to inform who you are and inform your dharmas and karmas. So as you're lying down, we're going to do a very subtle pranayama. Everyone can do this, very subtle. As you are feeling your body on the ground, I'd like you to focus on your right nostril, right? That's the masculine energy on the right side. And taking in the prana from the outside, you breathe up through the right nostril, in towards the center of the head, right? Where Sushumna ends, where the end of Sushumna is at the Agya or Ajna chakra, right in the center of the head, and where the Guru Nadi begins, right in the center of the head. So bringing the prana in, deep in the center of the head. And then as you exhale, I'd like you to exhale down the right side of your inner spine, down to the tailbone. So inhale up the tailbone, up the spine to the center of the head, the awakening of the Guru Nadi, and then exhale out the nostril, the right nostril, we're just doing the right side. And then inhale from the outer realm all the way in, and then all the way down the whole right side of the body, the right side of the spine. And then inhale back up and exhale back out. Just feeling now the right side. So this is kind of like a very subtle Nadi Shodhanam practice that you are doing from within. But I really felt I wanted to let you all know about this Guru Nadi. I felt it was important for you to understand that the awakening comes from there. The transformation comes from that process of becoming familiar that this Nadi exists. And that when we are in the flow, that means when there is this union of mind, body, and breath, the Guru Nadi is awakened for a moment. It's not can just be a moment of awakening. You just feel now as you breathe, a little bit more energetic pulse and force in the whole right side of the body, right side of the spine. Excuse me. Good. As you breathe out, I also want you to be aware of how far out your breath now goes, or in the space around you. So how far out your energy body extends to around you. Your physical body ends at the limitations of this form, but the pranic body extends out. Some people call this the aura, right? In more New Age terms, the aura, but the pranic body, how far out you feel your breath. And you'll feel it. Your breath extends out from the nostril and it comes up against like a boundary. You can't go any further. So you're really extending your breathing all the way out to this pranic body and then back into this boundary wall and then back in. Good. Now, the next time you breathe out through the right nostril, you're going to just relax for a moment and breathe normally without any focus to either nostril. Just observe. Good. And then shifting the awareness now to your left nostril, the feminine area, the lunar channel, Ida. And in the same practice, extending in through the inhale, deep into the center of the skull. And then exhaling down now the left side of your spine through the inner body, all the way down towards the tailbone and pelvic floor, and then inhaling up. Deep into the center head and exhaling out the left nostril. Now knowing as you exhale, you travel all the way out with your breath, all the way to the boundary of your pranic body. Good. Now, can you really feel that every time you do your sadhana, now each and every time you get on the mat or on the cushion or in the woods, or every time you do an active sadhana practice, you keep your dharma at the forefront, that why I am doing this, my highest aim is freedom from the bondage of all my sufferings. To keep that in mind in your sadhana, and then it will start to seep through in every corner of your life. And then all these other things that we're doing now, all of these actions that we're doing, this breathing practice is supporting us to fulfill that highest dharma. Good. Good. And the next time you breathe out, then just let go and feel now. Feeling the breath flowing equally through both nostrils and through the spine. Just feeling as you are, however you're feeling in the body here. Good. Okay, and then begin to integrate, right? So you start your physical asana practice with more, energy into how you feel in your pranic body. That begins to become the motivator now for anything physical that you do, right? So it's the entering from very physical to more subtle, and that subtle will lead us to then the causal body of the inner mind, the chitta. Good. So start to wake up the body now. Wake up, wake up. Moving fingers and toes, wake up. As you move fingers and toes, then stretch the arms up overhead behind you. Bring the legs together. Very good. Take a few active breaths here, right? You all might be cold, right? So we will start heating up now. I'm going to take my socks off. You can see all the cozy things I'm wearing now. Okay, right. Stretching, moving the joints a bit, right? Especially the lower legs from sitting as you were, right? So shaking out the legs a bit, opening up body, opening up body. Very good, very good. Very good. Good. And then exhale, take the knees into the chest. You'll cross the ankles and then roll up to a seat, right? From your seat, you'll roll over the ankles and come into all fours. So, they're really, today we're really going to focus on, in Tantra, what are really three main poses that begin to, you can say, activate the subtle body and get the mind and body very clear. The first is Ganesh Mudra, which is a rotation of the hips. The second is Agnisara, which you know. And then the third is Yoga Mudra. Now, these will be punctuated by other asanas, but I just want you to know, to keep in mind that these are the three main kind of aspects that lead us into the deeper, the deeper pranayama and meditation practices. So we start with Ganesh Mudra, right? Ganesh Mudra is, you're going to take your hands slightly in front of your shoulders, right? You can tuck your toes or keep the feet flat on the ground. And then as you exhale, bring the hips over to the right, and then down to the heels. And then as you inhale, hips to the left, and then drop the hips, lift the chest, coming up into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So exhale, right and back to Balasana. Inhale, left and up to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So really big circles with the hips. Now, if you remember, right, the Samana Vayu is our access point. Where do we gain the energy and enthusiasm for doing the internal purification? It comes through Samana Vayu in the digestive core. So beginning to wake that center hub of the body up. So really, especially, remember, with your breath. So as you exhale, you can do that Ujjayi exhalation. Very strong exhalation. So when you're exhaling, it's not just the hips, it's the belly drawing in and up, Uddiyana Bandha, right? Really massaging the internal organs, even squeezing the pelvic floor, right? I really encourage you now, every asana we do, to utilize the bandhas, utilize Ujjayi breathing, right? Getting stronger and stronger in your relationship with Samana Vayu, right? The center of your abdomen. You can move as fast or as slow as you wish. And then go ahead and move the rotation in the opposite direction. So inhaling to the right and forward, and then exhaling to the left and back. Remember, as you exhale, the pelvic floor contraction, the belly contraction, the chin drops down, chin lock. All three bandhas. As you inhale, really open the chest. Good. Very good. Start to heat up the body. Good. And then inhale. Come through center. That means all fours. Your hands are already forward, fingers together, feet together, tuck the toes. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stretch out the legs here. Legs straight if possible, or knees slightly bent. Relax the head, and then exhale, bend your knees, step forward, or holding the breath out, you hop forward. Good. Take the head down, deep squat, Utkatasana, or your half squat, or the Utkatasana. Good. And then inhale, lift the legs, drop the body, coming into Uttanasana. Exhale here, inhale, interlace the fingers, rise all the way up, all the way up. Good. Okay. So, and exhale, take your hands down, right? Coming into Tadasana. You're going to face the eastern directions, right? One of the things I really love to do, and it's really something I learned in a new way, right, is Ding Namaskara. Ding Namaskara is the salutation to the guardians in all directions, all around us, right? So really creating an atmosphere where one is protected in one's practice. And one is acknowledging that there are other forces at work other than my own mind and body, and other than just human beings, right? So it's really about offering yourself in prostration to all the forces at work. So we start in the eastern direction, facing the rising sun. Good. Inhale, you're going to take your arms up, interlace your fingers, press your palms up. Good. And then exhale, release the hands, palms pressed together, come halfway down, nice 90-degree angle. Hold the breath out or just breathe in and out. Your prostration to the eastern direction. In your mind's eye, in your heart, thanks, gratitude to all beings, all guardians, all devatas in the east. Devatas are those divine beings that help us along our way. Interlace the fingers, inhale, rise up. Exhale, half step to the right side, southern direction. Inhale, palms pressed together at the top, and then exhale, fold halfway down, or the Uttanasana. Modify as you need to, right? If you can't extend the arms, take the hands to the heart. If you can't straighten the legs, bend the knees. You can hold the breath out, or you can contract the pelvic floor every time you exhale. Your gratitude to all beings, all protector guardians in the southern direction. Inhale, interlace the fingers, rise up. Exhale, half step now to the western direction. Inhale, palms pressed together at the top, and then exhale, halfway down. I give my thanks to all the divine beings in the western direction. Next inhalation, interlace, rise up. Half step now to the right again. Right, coming to the northern direction. Inhale, palms press up. Exhale, halfway down. All beings towards the north. Inhale, interlace the fingers, rise up. Exhale, back to the eastern direction. Now inhale, press the palms up, gaze up. You can drop the head back if it's comfortable. As you inhale, you can hold your breath in or just breathe in and out. If you're holding your breath in, contract the pelvic floor. Gratitude to all beings in the upward direction. Exhale, fold forward, right? Extend your body long so that your hands come out in front of the feet, fingertips to the ground. If you can't touch the ground with straight legs, bend your knees so you can extend your arms out in a 45-degree angle. Relax your head. Hold the breath out or breathe in and out. Gratitude to all beings that reside on earth, all the devatas, the divine beings of the earth and below the earth. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, take the arms out to the sides, open out the palms, fold forward. All beings in the intermediate direction. Good. Inhale, take the arms up, interlace, rise up. Exhale, hands in Anjali Mudra. And just feel all of these cardinal directions within the inner body and outside in the universe. And just feel that these guardians at all the gates of all the directions are now bowing, and we are bowing to them. It sets a very special mood for your practice to know that there are invisible beings who are supporting and strengthening your resolve, helping you on your way. Good. Now open your eyes, take the hands down, step the feet apart, more than hip width, right, for Agnisara Kriya. Bend your knees and take your hands on top of the thighs, not on the kneecaps. Remember, the first step of Agnisara Kriya is your Akunchana Prasarana, so just Squeezing the belly in as you exhale, keep the head down. And then inhaling, lifting the tailbone behind you. So remember, using that Ujjayi breath, beginning to heat up and bring energy, uniting apana and prana, right? Upward and downward flow of energy so that they meet in the solar center. You do this, especially when you exhale, by contracting the pelvic floor. Remember, that seals the gate of apana. So everyone can do the first step, even if you are on your cycle or you have if you're pregnant. First step is available to everyone. Right, using the whole body. And then we'll add now the Bahya Kumbhaka. Exhale all the breath out, hold the breath out, chin strongly towards the chest, contract all three bandhas. Hold the breath out maybe for a moment or two, and then inhale. Draw everything in. Good. Hold the breath in a way that's comfortable for you, right? So that you're not gasping for air. Continue at your own pace. Eyes are closed. Feel how the feet, the earth energy is feeding the inner fire. So really feeling the feet against the ground as you flex and extend the spine. Right, and then maybe now as you exhale, draw everything in and up, hollow out the abdomen, and then just try to move your belly around with the breath held out. So pushing the belly forward and back is the Agnisara Kriya with the breath held out. And then when you need to breathe, you'll inhale. So exhale everything out. Contract the pelvic floor, chin is strongly down. Keep the breath held out. You even take your hand on your belly and just pump the abdomen forward and back. Good. And then when you need to breathe, you'll breathe. Be careful to find the right moment to inhale and not that you go beyond your capacity. Right? So either sticking with the first step or continuing to the second step with holding the breath out, or that third step with pumping the abdomen on the breath held out. So key here is to really pump as fast as you can, right? Forward and back. And that becomes like when you fan a fire. It's the same. You really pumping the air to build the Agni in the abdomen. Last one, wherever you are. Good. And then inhale. Good. Take your forearms on the thighs first. Don't stand up right away. Good. Excuse me. And then walk your hands up the legs. Come to stand, feet together, arms by the sides. Tadasana, Samastiti. You really feel like Samana is like a vortex in the stomach. It's really like churning. There's stuff happening there after Agnisara Kriya, after Ganesh Mudra. Feel that activation. Even in your mind's eye, right, connecting the apana downward flow and prana, the flow upwards in the chest, drawing them together. Right? Remember, a yogi is Isha, is Ishvara, a master. So gaining mastery, really believing you can be a master of the energies, of your inner energies. Good. All right, inhale, open your eyes, take the arms up, interlace the fingers, press up with the palms. To exhale, fold down and forward. Take the fingertips on the ground. Next exhalation, bend your knees. Come into your squat. Good. Plant the hands, and then you'll just take a step or jump back to your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here with the bandhas, if you like. With Ujjayi breath, if you like. Remember, bandhas and ujjayi will really help you in the samana vayu, access of that energy center, that mitochondria of your body. Good. Okay. Please exhale. Bring your knees down to the ground, and you're going to come to sit in Vajrasana, if you can. Otherwise, sitting in Sukhasana, cross-legged. Breathing here. Just for a moment, coming back in touch with the Guru Nadi. What's happening there, right? Maybe this is the first time you've understood that the Guru has their own place in your body. The Guru has their own pathway in your body. And really clearing that pathway so that wisdom can flow from the buddhi. Good. Shirshasana, headstand. So exhale. You're going to come into all fours and then take your forearms down onto the ground. Right? So this, I'll give you a few variations so that you are comfortable in finding your own variation of headstand. Good. If you need to come to a wall, please come to a wall. That's fine too. Interlace your fingers. Take your bottom pinky into the hold of your palms. Good. Right? And then go ahead and take the top of your head onto the ground, back of the head against the palms here. Good. Right? This is now the first step in a variation of Rabbit Poshashasana. Right? You can stay here, for about 1 minute and just invert from the neck spine up to bring, that amount of blood flow. That's enough. But staying with the ujjayi breathing, staying even with the bandhas, you can stay there. Right? That's also true if you are in the first 3 days of your cycle, just staying here. You can also then press into the toes, lengthen the backs of the knees, and come to the headstand preparation pose. This is fine for all bodies. Everyone can do this. Either a rabbit pose or extending the legs for preparation. Wherever you are, pressing into your elbows so that you're really lifting the chest. About 20% of the weight is in the head, the rest is in the arms. Good. Next step is to come into your full Shirshasana with the wall, or just as you are, walking your feet forward, right? Pressing into the elbows. Come into the Akunchana version, that means come into the knees bent version, close to the body, and then slowly extend the legs up. Now, if you are quite well versed in Shirshasana, you can practice the bandhas and ujjayi in your Shirshasana, in your headstand. That means as you exhale, hollow out the abdomen, contract the pelvic floor. Of course, you can't do chin lock, but you can do the bottom two bandhas. Wherever you are, try to maintain 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale, at least. So if you're in Shirshasana, full headstand, and your breath is not able to maintain, you must come down, regulate, right? Remember, to become a master, one has to gain control and regulation of breath. Eventually, we get to a Shirshasana or inverted position, wherever you are, in your rabbit pose, in your prep. Eventually, 5-second inhale, 10-second exhale. We're going to stay here for another minute wherever you are. If you fall out of Shirshasana headstand, then come back up, take a rest for a few moments, and then come back up again. If you need to rest, you just lay back in Balasana, child's position, no problem. Good. Our tendency is to go into the pose, and when we come out, it's like done. No, just try again. Try again. Keep trying. Good. Another 30 seconds or so. Try again. wherever you are. Even if you're a balasana, you come back up. Good. Now, if you are in Shirshasana, right, you're going to try and come down through your bent knee position and stay there for a moment. So rounding the spine, drawing the knees close towards the elbows, come in, and then seeing if you can land softly on the shins, and then everybody balasana. Relax down the head, massage through the temples, the front of the forehead, move the head a little bit side to side. You have 3 resting options: balasana, sitting on the heels, vajrasana, or shavasana on the back. So just choose one of the 3 to find rest. According to your body constitution, you'll be drawn to one or the other. You're welcome to just stretch the neck from side to side if you need to. So if you can feel that any inversion requires very strong samanavayu, very strong agni, fire in the abdomen to invert. Good. Now everybody coming up onto the heels and wherever you are, and then you'll come up to Dandasana sthiti. Legs extend in front of you. Inhale, interlace the fingers, rise the arms up. Go ahead and point your toes away from you. Breathe into the fronts of the ankles. Good. And then flex the toes towards you. Exhale, bend the right knee. Step the right foot onto the ground. Hopefully directly in front of the right hip. Right? Marichyasana. So keep the right foot firmly on the ground. If you feel like you are off balance, you step the right foot over to the right side a little bit more. If this is still not possible for you, you open the right knee in Janu Shirshasana. Totally fine. Good. And then exhale, hinge forward from the base of your body, right? And then either holding on to the toes or onto the ground. Really hugging, if the knee is up, the inner thigh towards the upper arm on the right side. Marichyasana, named after the sage Marichi. Same thing here with the bandhas, pelvic floor contraction, belly, wherever you are, even if you're in Janu Shirshasana, folding forward or just lifting up. Good. One more breath, and then interlace the fingers, rise up. Take the hands behind you. Next inhale, lift the hips. Step the left foot on the ground, relax the head in your pranikriya, counter pose, and then exhale, relax down. Good. Now this time, go ahead and open the right knee out to the right side. We're going to do Mahamudra. So in Mahamudra, it's really strong activation here for the spine. The spine becomes like straight, right? It's like, you know, as a kid, you had those like bracelets that wrapped around your wrists, you know, in the 90s, and then you just go like this and it just straightens up. That's kind of what the effect that happens in Mahamudra. So just reach forward and see if you can touch your toes. Okay? If you cannot touch your toes, you might need a scarf or a strap so that you can just hold on. Okay? So just find that. Take a moment to find that. Good. Now see your right heel. Bring it as close to the perineum as you can. Lift your hips and then sit, if you can, the perineum, that's your pelvic floor, on top of the right heel. If you can't, it's okay. The heel can be very close, as close as it can be to the base of the body. Good. And then inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold over the extended left leg. Take your right peace fingers around your left big toe and then the left hand on top, right fingers pointing down. Good. That's if you can hold a toe. Otherwise, you hold the strap or the scarf. Good. Now, instead of folding forward, exhale, pull back, right? So really create that resistance. Pull back. Everyone can do this. Pull back. So you're really pulling the foot back towards you and then straightening the spine. Good. Now, if you're sitting on your heel, you'll feel a strong compression at the pelvic floor to awaken the dormant energy. Good. And then, so the base of the body is contracted. Now, the top, right? The chin lock, Jalandhara Bandha. Drop the chin down and in towards the notch of the throat. Spine is still straight, pulling back. Good. And then just close your eyes. 5-second exhale out, Ujjayi Pranayam. Hold the breath out. That's only if you're not pregnant. Hold the breath out 5 seconds. Uddiyana Bandha, draw the belly in and up. And then 5-second inhale. If you're pregnant or on your cycle, you'll just do 5-second exhale. 5-second inhale. But very important here, it's not a forward fold. You're pulling back. You're really straightening the spine. So the spine is straightening, meaning within the curves of the spine, right? The spine is neutrally aligned, right? So either 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale, or 5-second exhale, 5 seconds to hold the breath out, contract all 3 bandhas strongly within that time, and then 5-second inhale. Right, so eventually you really feel the hollowing of the abdomen. If you want to look what it looks like, it's where I can make it, right? You can see here, you can take a look. So as I fold forward, I pull back. So it's like the Agnisar, you draw the belly in and out. Right, so really sucking in and up as much as you can. Doesn't have to be like that, but the energy is drawing. Even if you're just doing the inhale and exhale, at the end of your exhale, just feeling the drawing in to the center of the spine. So when you draw the breath in at the end of the exhalation, right, everything collects at the center of the spine. Good. Okay, that's enough of that. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, take your hands back behind you, stretch out your legs, right? Just let your legs relax, bend your knees, and then inhale, lift the chest, exhale, lower down. Good. This time, right leg extends forward, left knee is bent or open to the side. Marichyasana, inhale, take the arms up, interlace, press up, exhale, fold forward. This is a forward fold. So you will drop the head, we'll relax here. Either opening the knee in Janu Shirshasana or knee is up in Marichyasana and the leg and the upper arm are strongly connected. Now, if you haven't noticed, these are all deeply inward postures. This is part of the series I did for the chakra workshop and the Ajna chakra, the sixth eye, this third eye center sequence. So a lot of this is about now moving inward, inward, inward. Good. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, rise up. Take the hands behind you. Exhale here. And then inhale, lift the hips. Pratikriya, drop the head back if it's comfortable. You can adjust as you need to, or just follow along in your mind. Exhale, bring the hips down. Good. Now, take the left knee out to the side, bring the heel close to your perineum. Either lift the hips and sit on the heel, or heel is in front. Good. Turn to your extended right leg. Inhale, lift the arms up, interlace, and then exhale, come forward. See if you can easily grab the toes. If not, your strap is there. Remember, you're pulling back from Mahamudra. Now, this time the left fingers will grab the right toe, right hand on top of the left hand if you're holding. Good. Once you're holding the foot, then exhale, pull back. So there's a strong activation in the back of the right leg. Good. Next thing you do is you seal the chin lock. Drop the chin in and down to lengthen the back of the neck. Close your eyes. And just feel the seals at the bottom and the top. Again, everyone can do these 2 seals. It's only the Uddiyana Bandha that you have to see where you're at. And then exhale, 5 seconds. Either hold the breath out for 5 or inhale for 5 as you wish. So 5, 5, 5, or just inhale, exhale. Especially if you're doing the breath hold, Bahya Kumbhaka, you want to emphasize the chin drawing into the notch of the throat. So you maybe do that a little bit more strongly. Pelvic floor contraction, chin lock, and then the belly drawing in, and then inhaling. Good. No more than 5 to 7 breaths on each side, please. This Mahamudra is it's one of the oldest asanas to be documented, and it's a very strong asana. Good. All right, and then inhale to rise. Take the arms up. You can take the hands behind you, cross your legs. If you need to stretch out your legs for a moment, and then come into a cross-legged position. Good. Right, the last sort of asana that we'll do is Yoga Mudra. So traditionally it's done with your full lotus, Padmasana. No problem if you can't, just sit cross-legged, that's totally fine, okay? If you can do Padmasana, you come into full lotus or half lotus, okay? Now inhale, bring the arms up, chin slightly down and in, contract the pelvic floor, and then exhale, come forward, fold forward. Relax the head. Again, this is done in Sukhasana, easy pose, but still now breathing in and out with the awareness of the bandhas. Good. And then inhale to rise up. Exhale, turn towards the right knee. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold over the right knee. Head towards the knee or the ground. If you're in the Padmasana, what you'll feel is a strong energetic push of your heels into your gut. Inhale, rise up over the right leg. Exhale, turn to the left thigh. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, fold. Now as you're folding, contracting the pelvic floor, right? Bandhas are with you. Highest aim of life is with you. Breathing here. Good. Inhale, rise up, come back to center. This time, exhale, take your hands behind the back, hold on to opposite wrists, elbows. Or if you're in your full Padmasana, try to get to the toes. Sometimes they're there, right? And then inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, fold. So hands nicely behind the back, easy. Be easy in the way you hold your posture, but strong in the way you're practicing with breath and bandhas. Good. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, take the hands down. You can come out of your Padmasana into Sukhasana. Hands to the knees, close the eyes. You can take a moment here. If you need to stretch out your legs, just roll over, come into Adho Mukha Svanasana for a few seconds here, just to stretch out the legs. Otherwise, if you're comfortable, stay as you are, seated. Good. And then come to a seated position. The pranayama that we're going to do is Bhastrika. If you can't do Bhastrika, you're going to do your just diaphragmatic breathing or Brahmari, beast breath. If you remember, Bhastrika is forceful exhalation, forceful inhalation. Okay, and we're going to do that for about a minute together, right? And we'll do 3 rounds. So that means a minute of Bhastrika, a pause, inward focus, and then a minute of Bhastrika, pause, inward focus, and then a minute of Bhastrika. If you're doing Brahmari or Ujjayi breathing, Ujjayi Pranayam, you'll join us in the pause portion where we hold the breath in. Okay, so everybody inhale together. Contract the pelvic floor and then exhale Bhastrika. Pace that's comfortable for you. You can try and keep the contraction of the pelvic floor throughout the whole practice. Whole practice. Good. Exhale. Inhale, travel up the spine. Hold the breath in, contract the pelvic floor, go deep into the center of the head, Guru Nadi. Hold there, light hold. Relax your jaw, relax your eyes, light hold. When you feel the call to breathe, breathe. That means feel the call to exhale, exhale. Otherwise, hold, keep holding. Everybody's holding, and then exhale. 3 resting breaths, inhale and exhale. I'd like you to take your practice, your pranayama, more internal. That means now that when you do Bhastrika or Brahmari or Ujjayi, you're focusing at the soft palate, at the roof of the mouth, the strike of prana there, the strike of air or the vibration of sound there, and the activation of this nadi. Good. Everybody inhale together. And then Bhastrika or Ujjayi or Brahmari. Remember, Bhastrika is pushing the belly in and pushing it out. And then if you focus at the soft palate, the sound of your Bhastrika will change. You'll feel it more in the soft palate, more internally. The sound will not be so much at the nostrils, but more internal through the throat and soft palate. Same with Ujjayi, same with Brahmari. Good. Exhale. Inhale, travel up the spine. Contract the pelvic floor. Antaha Kumbhaka, hold the breath in. Just feel like the crown of the head is really pressing and floating up. Light hold. Feeling that upward flow of energy. Udana Vayu, upward flow. Remember, Udana Vayu is responsible for pushing us forward in spiritual progress. Whenever you need to feel the breathe, exhale. Otherwise, a few more moments. And then exhale all the breath out. 3 resting breaths. Last round. Inhale to begin your pranayama. Always inhale first and start on the exhalation. Try to be aware of Mula Bandha. Try to be aware of the chin in and up for a slight Jalandhara Bandha. This is actually the precursor to the Prana Samvedana practice, right, that we're going into. Good. Try to take your pranayama more internal, more internal, more internal. Good. And then exhale. Inhale up the spine, contract the pelvic floor. Very light hold. Your hold of breath is also very subtle, almost imperceptible. A few more moments, or breathe out if you need to. Good. And then everyone exhale if you're still holding. Just breathe normally now. Keep the focus of your awareness in the inner recess of the head. Let the breath touch in and the breath touch out. Coming back to that feeling when we're lying on our backs, as you exhale, feeling the boundary of your pranamaya kosha, the pranic body. As you inhale, going deep into the head, and not just that, but feeling as though you are collecting and storing now the prana there, so that the center of the head feels more and more illuminative, that clear illumination of your buddhi shining forth to reflect on the ahankara, your ego, to draw positive seeds from your chitta, your latent mind, and to inform your manas, this active part of your mind and senses. More and more feeling the pranic body rather than just physical. So the way in which the prana is feeling, looking, sounding. When the prana is collected, concentrated, that's when we enter into strong samadhi or concentration states. And you can feel that because the spine begins to arrange itself in perfect harmony. It's perfect alignment. You'll feel the spine rearranging and the concentration increasing, this inner clarity increasing. Not grasping for any experience, just observing state of body and mind, making the effort, that's all. Remember, our practice is only to make the effort. and to surrender the fruits. Nishkama karma. Good. Now I'd like you to very slowly and carefully, whatever clarity or light of wisdom or prana that is collected in the deep recesses of the head region, I'd like you very carefully, slowly now carry it down to the center of the throat. Even if it's just your pure awareness that goes to this area. And then deeper still to the center of the heart. Just the lower area of the center of the heart. The bottom edge there. And then just feel you yourself from the center of the heart in all directions. Your pure awareness. Your pure awareness interacting with the chitta, the deep mind, the storehouse of your sanchita karmas, the karmashaya. In yoga, it's said that the storehouse is here, deep in the center of the body. The more equanimous the mind is, the more pure the mind is, calm the mind is, the more we can feel subtly into the most innermost being. You don't have to do any active act of meditation, just observe. With pure observation, purification happens naturally. Actually, the most natural process in nature is to purify, is to perfect. It's only when our samskaras or habits or kleshas, obstacles come in the way that nature cannot flow. So just let things flow. Whether they be sensations or images, thoughts, let things flow. As they flow, as the river of life flows, place the highest aim of life as the boat that guides you on this river of life where all impressions are flowing. Your past, present, and future karmas are flowing. The highest aim of life, freedom from all sufferings. Freedom from the 8 worldly winds. Devotion in the heart. Discernment in the mind. And selfless actions through the body. The highest dharma of human life is to be free from all sufferings. All other dharmas support this main dharma. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Buddham Saranam Gacchami Dharamam Saranam Gacchami Buddham Saranam Gacchami Dharamam Saranam Gacchami Sangham Saranam Gacchami Sangham Saranam Gacchami Om Mani Padme Hum 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 Om Tare Tu Tare Om Tare Tu Tare Om Tare Tu Tare Om Tare Tu Tare Om Tare Ture Ture Soham Om Tare Ture Ture Soham Om Namo 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 Om Namo 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 Om Namo 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 Om Shanti 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 Om Slowly start to come back now. Wake up to the physical body, Annamaya Kosha, deeper breaths in the abdomen. Come back to breathing at the nostrils. Sharing a prayer for all beings. May all beings be happy. Be happy by following the highest dharma, to be free from all sufferings. May all beings be free. When you're ready, you can take your hands to your face. Just feel the face. Close the eyes. Press the face. And then slowly open the eyes. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate all your time, your energy, your devotion for joining. And